Thank you, and now we'll move on to the roll call.
Commissioner Blanco,
Here.
Commissioner Lopez,
Here.
Commissioner Dickerson, absent, Commissioner Mohajer,
Here.
Chair Seifert, absent.
Thank you. And since we have both the chair and the vice chair absent this evening, we're going to go ahead and select the chair for this meeting. And Heather, if you could please guide them in the procedures to do that.
Certainly. So under the Planning Commission Rules of Procedure, when both the chair and vice chair are unavailable, the remaining commissioners are to elect amongst themselves a chair or temporary chair just for this evening. So there's no formal rules or ways as to how that's done. But if maybe somebody would like to nominate themselves or nominate someone else or volunteer, y'all could see how that goes.
Well, I'd like to nominate Commissioner Lopez as a longstanding member of the commission.
I
As
second
chair.
that nomination.
I'll accept, and we can just move forward with the agenda. Thank you, guys.
There's one other additional piece of business. Since we have two commissioners absent and also a third commissioner with a conflict of interest for agenda item number 5A, which is the Santa Maria Public Airport District General Plan Amendment and Zone Change, we are going to continue that item to the November 6th Planning Commission hearing date.
There's no vote on that one there, right?
No vote is necessary for that. And now we can move on to the Planning Commission minutes.
Right. Thank you, Frank. So have the members had a chance to look at the minutes for October 2nd, 2024? And if so, may we have a motion for approval of minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes from the October 2nd, 2024 Planning Commission meeting.
Is there a second?
I second.
This is not a roll call, correct? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So we'll go ahead and move on to public comment period. Each member of the audience may address the commission or any subject within the commission's business that is not on the agenda. Each member of the audience is limited to a discussion of 3 minutes or is otherwise directed by the commission chair. Is there anyone looking to make a public comment?
We have no attendees via Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
We do have a Zoom notice to read,
that's
however.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank. If you are participating via Zoom and wish to make a public comment, please use the raise hand button in the Zoom meeting portal. If you are using a phone, press *9 on your telephone keypad, then press *6 to unmute your phone. When it is your time to speak, you will be requested to unmute your microphone and speak for the time allotted by the chair. Your microphone will be muted upon completion of your comments. Unless otherwise directed by the chair, speakers will have 3 minutes to comment.
And acting chair and members of the commission, I would like to note that this will be the last meeting for the Planning Commission that also includes a Zoom aspect. Zoom may be made available for extenuating circumstances in the future, but it will no longer be a typical item that's provided with the hearings.
Thank you, Frank. Okay, with that said, we will move on to the regular items of the agenda. Item 5A has been discussed and is going to be continued to the November 6th meeting.
Correct.
So we'll go ahead and go to the second item, or item 5B, which is the DDS Partnership Tentative Tract Map 6039, located at 1301 and 1313 East Main Street. May we please have a staff, actually, before we go there, was there any
Ex parte.
ex parte communication? I did have a quick call with Mr. Weintraub, and it was just discussing whether or not this was an agenda item or if it was a consent calendar, which is So that was the only thing I had. So may we please have a staff report?
Thank you, Acting Chair and members of the Commission. My name is Frank Albero. I'm Principal Planner for the city. And tonight we're going to be looking at the tentative parcel map for the DDS partnership. This project proposes to create 2 parcels from one existing parcel at 1301 and 1313 East Main Street. This is an existing commercial site that includes the existing homeowners dealership location and also includes the recently completed Starbucks building, which was approved under Plan Development Permit PD 2021-11. So here you have the site. It is on East Main Street, just east of Highway 101 on the north side. It's at the intersection of Main and Concord, and the site is approximately 5 acres in size, and as I noted, it is the current location of Home Motors and the new Starbucks. Here we see the overall parcel. The overall parcel is outlined in the dark black line. So this is the 5.8 acres that we're speaking of here. It does not include the Dignity Health building, which is to the west, nor the existing retail building, which is to the southwest. So again, this is one existing parcel at the current time, and the applicant is proposing to create 2 parcels. This is the location of the new Starbucks building, and so that will be parcel 1, and parcel 1 is approximately half an acre. And then parcel 2 would be the remainder of the parcel outlined in blue, which would encompass all the existing Home Motors buildings. Both parcels meet zoning code standards for the C2 district in terms of their area and their street frontage width. As determined when we were processing the Starbucks application, reciprocal access easements will be provided through the sites for the benefit of both users. There's also a reciprocal access easement for the benefit of Dignity Health, which after the modifications of driveways that resulted from the Starbucks project, will be gaining entrance to their site through this access to Main Street. There will also be an easement provided for Dignity Health along the northern portion of the property so they can also access Concord Avenue. And those were all items that were part of the plan development permit for the Starbucks. So this map, this parcel map, is completing conditions that were applied to that Starbucks project. And that concludes staff's presentation. It's fairly straightforward, a parcel map to create 2 parcels, create an individual pad for the Starbucks building, and while still maintaining reciprocal access easement and parking easement throughout the sites. And so in conclusion, by resolution, the recommendation to the Planning Commission is to conditionally approve the tentative parcel map, tract 6039. That concludes staff's presentation. I'm available for questions, and the applicant is also in attendance and is also available for questions.
Thank you, Frank. Does the commission have any questions for staff? Commissioner Blanco.
Thank you, Chair. So the reciprocal access easement will go through the current parking out there that's in front of the Starbucks.
Correct. One of the access easements is at the main entrance, the existing main entrance to Home Motors off of Main Street. It bears to the west, goes across the Starbucks parcel, and then continues north and allows access to Dignity Health. And so this reciprocal easement is both for access and parking, and allows customers to get to the parcel 1, which is the Starbucks, through the Home Motors site. And as I mentioned, Dignity also has been provided an access easement through to Concord along the north and along the western boundary of parcel 2. So they have 2 routes of access.
I was just going to ask that, Frank, so that they're contemplating possible access on Concord too, secondary or potential access over there?
Correct. There was concern by the Dignity Health folks about the opening of the Starbucks and potential for obstructions caused by people waiting in the drive-through lanes. Starbucks is open and those kinds of problems have not been observed, we're happy to say. And the other aspect about the reciprocal easements is that the future of the Home Motors site, there's been various discussions held. We don't have any application for that, but it is foreseen that the Home Motors site will eventually also redevelop with more of a retail focus. So when those things occur, there may be some adjustments to access points and also easements, but that is in the unknowable future at this point in time. So we're going to cover it this way with these easements that are provided here with this map.
And then also the sewer, I see there's like a new sewer alignment that has sewer easements too, right? And then are those public lines, or are those going to be private lines?
I'll let our Public Works staff respond.
Yes, Commissioner Blanco, there's a new public sewer main it'll become a public main once the final map records, extends along the northern property boundary and then down that western property boundary of parcel 1 in the proposed future alley alignment that would serve future subdivisions if they do develop. But so basically it's allowing sewer access for the Starbucks parcel as part of this project. There's no sewer main on Main Street. Yeah. The site would not be able to operate without it. We wouldn't be able to subdivide the 2 lots without access to a sewer main.
All right, got it. Thank you.
Any other questions for staff? Yes, Commissioner Mohajer.
Thank you, Acting Chair. So as of right now, there's no legal agreement as to the reciprocal easements, or is there? I don't think I gleaned that from the study.
Commissioner Mohajer, I believe the map shows that it is recorded by a separate easement, so those easements are already in place.
They're already in place. Okay. And then I'm not too familiar with the Starbucks. I wasn't on the Planning Commission when that was approved. The shared driveway, is that going to be the main entrance into Starbucks going into their... There it is. Okay.
Thank you. Commissioner Mohajer, Chair, I do have a graphic from the Starbucks application, and you can see how the Main Street entrance, which is on the Home Motors proposed site, the idea is that vehicles will enter that entrance off of Main Street, enter the drive-through lane for the Starbucks, and then exit again through that Main Street entrance and exit point. This continues on to service the Dignity Health, and this was the area that Dignity was concerned about having potential backups. But the data that was looked at and ultimately approved with the Starbucks was that the amount of stacking that they're providing here was actually well above the average stacking that various Starbucks throughout the state provide, and it was felt that that was going to be sufficient. And at least to date, there's been no reported occurrences of anything being blocked or any obstruction happening for the Dignity folks.
Okay, thank you. That visual was really helpful.
Thank you.
Any other questions for staff? If there are none, can we have the applicant presentation, please? If there is
Chair,
one.
the applicant does not have a presentation, but he's available for any questions.
Okay. Thank you, Frank. Any questions for the applicant?
Jacob Weintraub, 1313 East Main. I just want to thank the staff, planning staff and engineering staff for doing such a great job on the subdivision. And I'd like to thank the commissioners for hearing this tonight. So I'm here for any questions you have.
Yes, Commissioner Blanco.
Yeah, Jacob, so the way you guys drew the lines, was there some, I mean, obviously there's good reasoning for it, but it just seemed like it it split the parking a little bit. It didn't encompass the entire parking area. So what was the logic behind the limits of the lot 1 or parcel 1?
We didn't know the timing of the when Home Motors was going to relocate. We're currently building Home Motors over at the Enos Ranch Auto Center next to Toyota and Ford along the 101. And so we predict now that a business is going to relocate in about 12 to 15 months. So the reason why Starbucks is where it is today is we had to have Home Motors and Starbucks function together while allowing the access to Dignity Health.
Yeah. I guess my thought was like the parcel line is like, it's like right on the edge, I guess, of the drive-through. Maybe that was the thought on the easterly side of parcel 1, rather than encompassing more of the parking area, I guess. So it was more of I'm just more curious about why that line is where it is versus encompassing maybe all of the parking that's out in front of parcel 1, like, near the driveway. The easterly line of parcel 1, it's right next to the drive-through area, the exit portion of the drive-through. And I was weird to me when I first saw it that it wasn't a little further east to encompass more of the parking. Just curious why that line was drawn there.
Sure. We have various plans for the conceptual master development here, and many of them include another building adjacent to parcel 1 with shared parking access that will be north of that.
Okay. So you got enough room in that driveway to this parcel line to fit in something there?
Another building, correct.
Okay, got it, thank you.
And while during construction and before they relocate, they're using that parcel for car display as well, inventory.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, if there are none, we'll go ahead and open the meeting to the public. I see one person out there in the public, but I don't believe they're going to speak on this project. Is there anyone online?
No attendees on Zoom.
No attendees online. Okay, I'll go ahead and close the public comment period and bring it back to the commission for discussion and or a motion actually, can we do a single motion on these? On these 2 resolutions? Okay. I'll bring it back to the commission for a discussion or a motion.
Well, I was just going to say that, I drive by there quite a bit, not along Main Street, but I exit on Main Street and drive down Bradley, and I'd seen the progress of the Starbucks building, and looks really, really good. Glad to hear that, the backups haven't been an issue, because I think that's the problem we've had a lot of places. And so, this is a busy street, a lot going on. When Pioneer Valley gets out, or even when it's not, it's a busy area now. So I think it behooves us to really think carefully about whatever the next phase will be of development in that area and circulation, because the backup on that exit at Main Street going north is really, really bad. And I know that there's circulation issues the city wants to look at, and Caltrans maybe needs to look at, but looking at the circulation, I'm actually glad we got rid of this driveway next to the existing one by Starbucks. Those back-to-back driveways are tough, so I'm happy that we've shifted the main access to the east, and potential access off Concord may be also a good idea. But anyhow, overall, I think I'm glad that that Starbucks is functioning well, and I don't have any concerns at this point.
Thank you, Commissioner Blanco. Commissioner Mahajer?
Thank you. Yeah, I have to echo Commissioner Blanco. I think that, traffic and circulation is always, huge for this area specifically. And, prior to seeing the visuals here, I was really concerned about the shared driveway. But now that I kind of see how, that was removed a little bit and it seems to be organized well, I don't have too many concerns about it. I think that, we do need to tread carefully going forward in the proposed developments once that does become a retail center, once Homewarders is out, and hopefully maintain, proper traffic circulation, because that's huge. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Mohajer. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it seems pretty straightforward. I don't have any concerns with it. And looks like it'll be a good project to build out someday, 15 months away. For relocation, all right. May we have a motion?
I'll go ahead and make a motion, Chair. By resolution, approve tentative parcel map number 6039, TR 2023-0003.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
May we have a roll call?
Commissioner Blanco,
Aye.
Commissioner Mohajer,
Aye.
Active Chair Lopez.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Congratulations. Okay, we will move on to other business. That would be Frank, yes. Thank you,
Thank
Frank.
you, Acting Chair and members of the commission. I just did want to mention that we do have a study session, which will be occurring tomorrow at Shepherd's Hall. And this will be a study session regarding our general plan update. So not a potential hearing item, but a city project on that general plan update. We also have a Planning Commission hearing on November 6th, where we have a number of items scheduled, so it will be a full hearing, a full meeting. And we do have tentatively scheduled items for the November 7th study session, as well as the November 20th Planning Commission hearing. Essentially, beyond that, we're looking at having hearings and study sessions on all regular scheduled meetings till the end of the year. We'll keep you posted on those future meetings, however.
All right. Thank you, Frank. Anything from the commission? We'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.